Alrighty. Hi, everyone, and welcome to today's LGRCC Member Lunch and Learn. I'm Katie Sheehy, Membership Manager at the Lake George Regional Chamber of Commerce, and I'm so glad that you could join us this afternoon. Today's session features Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Southern Adirondacks, and we're excited to be joined by Andrea Kinderman, Development Director, and Tori Ketty, Program Manager. This organization is especially close to my heart because I'm proud to serve as a big myself. And I've seen firsthand the impact mentorship can have not only on a young person's life, but as a mentor as well. Andrea and Tori will be sharing insights into the powerful local mission of Big Brothers Big Sisters and the meaningful difference mentorship is making right here in our community. During today's session, they'll walk us through how mentorship changes lives, what it means to become a big, ways individuals and businesses can be involved, and details on the upcoming Bowl for Kids' Sake fundraiser happening this March. Before we dive in, just a few quick reminders. Please stay muted during the presentation to help minimize background noise. If you haven't already, update your Zoom name to include your full name and organizations so we can keep accurate attendance and make it easier to connect afterward. And I will be monitoring the chat, so feel free to drop your questions in at any time, and we'll answer as many as we can during the Q&A. And just a heads up, today's session is being recorded. We'll share the recording link in a follow-up email and include it in our upcoming chamber newsletter so you can revisit or share with your team. Alrighty, let's get started. Andrea and Tori, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Katie. We'll jump right into, I guess, our mission first. Sorry, I can't. Oh, here we go. So this goes over who we are as a whole. Um, so our mission is to create and support that one-to-one mentoring that you see out in our community and ignite that power and promise of youth. So we do that in many different ways, and we've kind of taken that one-to-one mentoring relationship and built off of that. But this is kind of our tree stump, and then we branch off after that. So in the bottom, you'll see our team and the members who kind of help support our mission. From left to right, Megan Strain, she's our chief operating officer. Andrea, right next to me, is our development director. Mike and Michelle, they're both our program specialists, so they're kind of the frontline workers. Me, myself, I'm Tori, the program manager. I work on the front lines and also a little bit of the background. Heather is our group mentor. We'll go into a little bit of what group mentoring is and why that's become developed throughout our agency, especially in 2025, and kind of her role. And then finally, our CEO, awesome man, Bill Moon, helps support all of us in our roles as well. So this recently just came out. So this is our impact of 2025. So we served a total of 828 youth. So that's a pretty large increase from 2024 to 2025, 39.9%. And we serve this across the three counties. So our Warren County, Washington County, and Saratoga County. So if you're looking at like exit wise, we serve exit like late 15, exit 16, all the way up to, I'd say, Lake George past Warrensburg there. Um, we split Saratoga County with that capital region, but we do still get some volunteers and kiddos from that area. You can see throughout this impact sheet that also there's a lot of different statistics on how our youth, specifically locally in this organization, have increased in confidence, have remained stable in their mental health challenges, or we're not reoffending in the juvenile justice system. Um, so kind of like a broader statistic sheet. This goes over, this is from the Big Brothers Big Sisters of America. And this shows that 20% our our littles are 20% more likely to enroll in college. So this means that our mentorship kind of expands what young people have possible for in the future. So it increases academic confidence and goal setting, whether that's homework help, helping find tutoring services for the family, navigating different applications for college. So as you'll see in a little bit later, our bigs they can start from a young age and watch our kiddos or the littles grow up and help them navigate through middle school, then high school, and transitioning into that college. So mentors kind of have that access plus guidance, which equals that opportunity. So we're lucky to have our mentors to provide both access and guidance. You'll see our littles earn 15% more over their lifetime. So a lot of this is because of our higher education enrollment. So you'll see on the left, but it also is from our workforce readiness. Our bigs help guide in job applications, job resumes, kind of navigating what it means to be a worker, and helping find suits or something for interviews, things like that. And it also builds their soft skills. So communication, confidence, persistence, resilience, which ultimately helps in that workforce. So all in all, it closes 2/3 of that economic gap. So it helps kind of level that playing field for the systemic barriers. Um, and all in all just helps kind of end that intergenerational cycle of economic poverty that a lot of our littles face. So we'll kind of jump into all of our programs in just a second, but before I show you all of our programs in the Southern Adirondacks, kind of want to show you two videos. Um, so our first video is, oops, sorry, technology is not my friend sometimes. So our first video will go through Big Brothers Big Sisters of America. It's only 60 seconds, and this is kind of what it takes to be a big. So there's a lot of different programs, but our main one is that community based. So we'll go over this one. Can you guys see the screen? I know everybody's muted.
Yep.
And can you hear it?
Can't hear it.
Oh no. Well, we might run into this issue if you can't. I might not be able to. You can't hear that?
No.
Okay. Um, I will take the. That's okay. It just shows, one video is showing that it doesn't take a lot to be a big, and the second video is actually our one of the bigs in our program, Sam Luciano, who is I think he's the president of the Fort William Henry. So him and his little have gone above and beyond, and talk about like the economic wealth gap and closing that. He's been very helpful in finding mom and the kiddo a job, which is definitely going above and beyond, but is awesome. So we do have lots of opportunities for our kiddos. We have group mentoring, school-based mentoring, and community mentoring, as well as other opportunities. So we like to think big in our organization. So last year, that increase really came from our group mentoring. So on the stat sheet, you would have seen that there were 200 plus kids on the wait list to receive a mentor. So to combat that kind of wait list, we created a group mentoring program. So that's one staff member to four youth. So Heather, which you had seen earlier, is the staff member to a lot of those groups. She has 10 groups. Myself has two, Michelle has two, and Mike has six. And we do multiple different things that the one-on-ones do. So for example, we do go out to eat, we do go to Adirondack Thunder games, but this is kind of geared towards a financial literacy curriculum as well as peer-to-peer conflict resolution skills and multiple different skill sets that are also different from that one-to-one skill set. So the group has the chance to learn financial literacy. Each time they meet, each kiddo gets $10 towards the group fund. So that's $10 per kid and the group mentor, $50 per time they meet. After that, they can choose to spend that money and go to Sky Zone or go to Fun Spot or go out to eat at McDonald's, or in the top right, you'll see a bunch of kiddos went to Friendlies. Or they can choose to save. So I had a group last year, you'll see in the bottom left, they saved up enough money over the winter to buy season tickets to the Great Escape. So they were able to use that for group, but also take those season tickets home and go to the Great Escape whenever they so chose, because they chose that saving component in the curriculum. So that's pretty cool. You'll also see in the middle left a picture of our office. So in April of 2025, we moved offices from 1 Lawrence Street, which I don't know if you guys know that office, but it was a lot smaller and we did not have the opportunities or the accessibilities that these kiddos do now. You'll see that they're all playing video games. So we have lots of VRs, Nintendo Switches, PS5s. We have our pool table, ping pong table. And then in the middle right-hand picture, we have two full-size kitchens. So it teaches our kiddos lots of I don't want to say curriculum because it sounds so strict, but we do have baking skills and cooking skills. Some of these kiddos didn't really know how to preheat an oven. So just teaching those basic life skills that when we were growing up, we learned that these kiddos might not have the opportunity to. Now they do. Um, so they've had lots of chances to go different places and do different things. We have mentorship in the school. So we're in three schools in Argyle and Queensbury WHBI, as well as Queensbury Middle School. And this is when one high school big, so at QHS, Queensbury High School, or Argyle High School, is placed with one elementary or middle school little. And they meet after school weekly. So this kind of mentorship is a little bit different, but also very important. It shows that they get to lead by a positive example. Sometimes the bigs will help in academic support or emotional support. If the little was having a hard day at school, this big is actually somebody that can help them out as soon as they meet, and talk through it. It's a very cool program and gives a lot of our kiddos that might not be in our other programs also different opportunities. Here you'll see the Adirondack Thunder came to the school, had them try on some gear. It was cute because we got some tiny, tiny kids in huge hockey gear. So those are some cool pictures. Our
Hey,
other
Tori.
opportunities in, hey,
I'm going to stop you really quick.
sure.
Sorry to interrupt. But to share or to use the volume on your when you share the screen, like if you want to play those YouTube videos. So if you just at any point, if you want to do it at the end or now, if you unshare your screen and
Okay.
then share it again, there'll be a box that comes up and it'll have you select share sound when you
Okay.
go into the sharing option, and then that should let the volume work. I just wanted to let you know because they seem
Yeah,
like
I'll
really
do
great
that.
videos. Yeah, sounds good.
Awesome. Thank you. I'll do that right before Andrea speaks. Thanks, Katie. Our other opportunities in our office, specifically, we have our youth council. So that serves 6 youth, I believe, that we hand selected that are very articulate and we think would be good advocates for our youth in the entirety of Big Brothers Big Sisters. They help develop plans to better our program. And it's kind of that youth voice that we get to hear that not all of us know exactly what they want. So last year they led a match event, which is an event that was held here at the office where we made kindness cards for veterans. They've done this in the top right, what makes a good leader. So they did leadership activities, and then they helped. In the end, they helped, or at the beginning, sorry, they helped our group room kind of develop what they wanted to see in a group room, and they had some great ideas. Our other opportunities are our workplace mentoring. This year, we're kind of a little bit further back from this. Excuse me. But this gives our kiddos the chance to go out into Warren County and have the opportunity to go into a workplace that they might have a little bit of an interest into. So if they're into the arts or something like that, they might get placed at the Hyde and develop that experience in the workforce. And finally, you'll see our biggest and most awesomest mentorship opportunity, which is our community mentoring. In the bottom middle, you'll see Katie and her little, actually in Lake George with Georgie. And all around, you'll see different opportunities you can do. So this is a one-on-one mentor. So you get matched with a little, and the little is somebody who you share personalities with, share hobbies with. You guys have the same interests. I'm not going to match you with somebody who is the complete opposite of you because we want that mentorship to work and that relationship to work. So doing shared interests, things you like. I know Katie and Jay, they've done, restaurants and hangouts in the car where they listen to music and it's always bumping. You kind of do what you want to do. If you're like, well, maybe I don't have the time for that, or I have a family, you're more than welcome to involve your family. So in the bottom left corner, you'll see Cheryl and Nate E2. That is a couples match. So it's Cheryl, a wife and a husband, and they do have a little one. So all of them sometimes do hang out together with their little, just kind of introducing them to traditions that they have. Or holiday meals or family dinners at the table. Maybe they travel and go see family up in Utica or something, and they bring the little. That's more than okay. And we do encourage that. Um, it's nice to have two for the price of one as well. Sometimes people say, I don't have the time for it, and the expectation is only 2 times a month. So a lot of people think it's every day, or it's kind of like adopting a kid. It's not. It's really just meeting with them at least 2 times a month for an hour. It's nothing crazy. Whether you're going to get ice cream, if you're going grocery shopping, it's nice to have them tag along. And sometimes they just want to talk to you and have some time with you because they don't get that attention at home. Sometimes we have bigs who meet more than twice a month. Katie is a great example. She meets probably weekly, maybe a few times a week, but that's definitely not the expectation. She goes a little bit above and beyond. And thank you, Katie, for doing that. So if you're like, I don't know what I do, I don't know what to do with a kid, we have match events here at the office, and there are multiple different avenues. So whether that's we have a yoga match event this month if you guys are more active. If you're not more active and you're more artsy, we had a pin painting match event. So these match events are held by our agency, completely free of cost to all of our matches. And we encourage all of our matches to come and attend and meet each other. And that's how our littles kind of get to meet each other, but also our bigs kind of maintain contact with each other through these things and exchange contact information. So you guys can kind of have that support to each other as well. Our agency support is done through phone calls. So we'll give you a phone call, or if you're having any challenges, concerns, questions, always feel free to give us a call. We always answer, and we're really good with our agency support within our community. So it is that year-long relationship, but we do ask that you work for that long-lasting relationship if possible. So after a year, you guys aren't kicked out of the program, but that is the expectation. So if you do meet that, that's awesome. Some of these people have gone a little bit above and beyond. So on the left, you'll see Dave LaBelle and his little Josh. They've been matched for closer to 36 years now. And it was super awesome. Josh's kids, I think, call Dave Uncle Dave. Spoke at Josh's wedding. It's super cool to see them go from a little kid to a grown adult doing their own things and kind of navigating their own life alongside you. On the far right, you'll see Paul and Chris. That was a little bit of a different story, but Chris came to the United States from Kazakhstan. And when he got adopted, not by Paul, but when he got adopted a month later, his adoptive father passed away. So Paul kind of stepped up to become that father figure in his life and navigated him through a lot of different and difficult transitions. They're still matched today, and Paul is still advocating for him to be a volunteer at a cat shelter. They do have some awesome updates. So how do I start? What does this look like? All you have to do is fill out an application online, and I will call you probably within the day. We are looking for bigs. Yeah, so fill out the application, and then at the end, you'll come into the office for an interview. You'll get your fingerprints and background check done. I come into your home for a house visit, super quick, have some orientation. Then you fill out some trainings, and then the match meeting with the kiddo. So at, in the end, you tell me who you want, what age you want, what kind of little personality wise you want, and I will find them. Um, so yeah, that's how a great relationship is made. But before we get into Andrea's slides, I'm going to go into what this means to, or what it looks like to be a big. If I can just stop sharing my
Yep.
screen and hope that This works.
Yeah, so
Share.
then when you begin to share again, there should be a box that says like share sound or something like that.
Yes, Katie. Look at
Woo!
you. I got it.
Well, thank you,
Okay.
Megan, too. She came over.
Oh,
All right,
thank you,
all
Megan.
good?
Okay. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear this.
30 minutes.
Can you hear
Yes.
it? Oh,
Yep. Now
perfect.
it just
Okay.
it lagged a little bit, but yeah, we're good.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
30 minutes over a cup of coffee. A laugh, a smile, a message. Thumbs up emojis, clapping emojis, confetti emojis. Loaded nachos at halftime. It takes 1 try, 2 tries, 3 tries, and a girl, you got this. It takes a queen to H5 at the park. Best 2 out of 3. A spin dash for the win. A Sunday morning gift. A bright splash of color. This is how you make an impact on a kid's life. It may sound small, but it's all they need. A word of encouragement. Someone to talk to, advice. And the time it takes to enjoy a slice or two, you can make a difference. So go ahead. Share a few hours a month. Share your skills, share a song, share your thoughts, share a moment. Share a dance and share it with the world. Because yeah, mentorship sounds huge. But the truth is, it takes little to be big.
So that was the first video. I just wanted to show you guys that it does take little to be big and be that impact um, on our youth in our community. So speaking of our community, we'll jump into Sam Luciano and what he has to say with his little.
When I met Caleb 4 months ago, I saw what the teachers and his probation officer, whatever he was telling me. He's a great kid. Caleb just needed somebody that took an interest to help him get through all the bureaucracy. A lot of these agencies and these programs, they go to work every day. It's an 8-hour job. There needs to be another step to look at individuals and what they're going through.
I was kind of worried at first. Like I didn't know what to think of you, because I don't know. It's just, I didn't know if I could trust you, at first. I thought that we were going to meet up one day and then, I was just going to stop showing up. But, we were just never going to talk again. It was that one day. I think it was, our third or fourth time meeting up. Not even that much. And I was just complaining about how I wanted to get my license or just stuff like that. And that day, he was able to just give me everything I needed right then and there, no doubt about it. He was busy that day, too. He had things going on. He didn't worry about it, just put me first, just like that.
There's not a huge time commitment as we ask other people to get involved in Big Brothers Big Sisters, but the difference can be substantial, and you can stay connected through technology, through text, and through phone calls and whatnot.
I never had someone in my life that would just do that type of stuff for me, And if you don't have that type of support or guidance in your life, that's a good reason of why I want to keep him close too, because he's my number one support with anything I do.
That was Sam and Caleb. They have an awesome story and they have been matched actually closer to 2 years now. Um, so the moral of the story, it takes little to be big. However, we do understand that not everybody can have that time or that commitment with the kiddo. So this is kind of where Andrea jumps in and tells you how else you can give back to our community and our program and still help the littles in our community.
Thank you, Tori. Yeah, so Tori did a great job of talking about our community impact and what that looks like, being that mentor. But we can't do what we do, obviously, without our bigs, but we also can't do what we do without the support of our broader community, and specifically the business community. So we do have a lot of other ways to get involved. But this graphic that you're looking at on the screen right now, this shows you this is the cost to support just one match for a full year. So you can see all the different things that go into that. And our programs are always 100% free to all of our families. We will never put these costs on them. There are no barriers to entry in our program. So families don't have to meet any financial requirements or anything like that. as long as you're within that age range and you want to be a part of the program, Corey starts that process with our littles and looks for an appropriate big to match them with. So we need to come up with the funds, and that is where I come in. And I'm going to be talking about a lot of the different ways that you can get involved, whether you're a big or not. I actually think it's kind of nice that we finished with Sam Luciano's video, because Sam obviously is a great and very involved big, but we also have the support of the Fort William Henry as a business in a lot of different ways. So we're just going to kind of talk about some of our events and opportunities and ways that you can get involved and what that looks like and why. So we have a lot of annual events that we do throughout the year, and other times we have just kind of like fun one-off events. So we use volunteers for a lot of those things. We use sponsorships from businesses. A lot of different ways to get involved if you don't have the time right now to make that commitment to actually be a big. So here's some photos from some of our events of the past year. Our big ribbon cutting, as Tori had said, we moved into our beautiful new office last spring. So that was our ribbon cutting over the summer. We had a whole lot of volunteers helping out with that. Also on the bottom is our annual toy drive. Then going up to the top left, we were the beneficiaries of Oktoberfest this past year, which was awesome. That was from our friends at the Adirondack Pub and Brewery. Another picture in the middle there, top, from our ribbon cutting, and then our golf tournament. And I'm going to go through a couple of our major annual events, starting with what's furthest away and then working our way up to Bowl for Kids' Sake, which is coming very soon. We're super excited about. So these are some of the ways that you can get involved outside of being a big. So again, volunteering at our events. We're going to get into what that looks like. Lending your skills. So we also have, with our match events, we have one coming up where the matches are going to be going to a yoga studio and doing yoga. So if you've got some sort of skill like that, you want to come in and teach some sort of creative workshop, writing, something artistic with our kids as part of a match event, then that's always an opportunity that we welcome. As we are doing some of our major events, we typically have raffle baskets that we put together. So we're always looking for donations and things that we can put in our raffle baskets as a way to kind of boost the money that we take in. It can also just be as simple as spreading the word. So if you see that we have some of our events, and I know the chamber does an awesome job of putting our events and flyers in the newsletter and sharing, and Katie has just been an awesome cheerleader for us and even giving us this platform today. It's just a great way to make people aware of what we're doing and why we're doing it. And then, of course, make a donation. As the development director, I will never turn away your money if you want to give us a donation to support the program. But getting into some of our annual events. So this is our annual holiday toy drive. This is from this past Christmas. And some of the ways that you can get involved with our toy drive, you can serve as a Dropbox location. So this year we had, I think, 40 businesses that each took a giant toy box. They just promoted that they were accepting unwrapped gifts, and it was an opportunity for people to come in, just make that donation. And you can see in this photo here, this is just one business's donation for what we had for Christmas. So we also need wrappers for the gifts that come in. So that's another way that you can get involved. We have a lot of businesses that actually use this opportunity as a team building event. So they'll bring their staff into our office and they put on Christmas music. Sometimes they bring some drinks or food, and they just spend some time wrapping and kind of make it a party. So that's always a nice opportunity too, and to do some team building. And then also you can adopt a family. So again, that's something that we have a lot of businesses do, where they'll take on a family and they are given information about the ages and what the kids like, what they need, and they'll go out and they do the actual shopping for them. And then again, sometimes they come right into the office and use that as a holiday party to wrap those gifts. But it's really awesome, the holiday toy drive, how much it's grown over the years. And it's just really great to be able to provide Christmas for these kids. And I know we get a lot of satisfaction knowing that when they wake up on Christmas morning, they're going to have a full tree. So, um, next, we have our annual golf tournament. So this always happens at Cronin's Golf Resort in Warrensburg. And again, we have volunteers at that event who help with registration, setting up, um, getting like the drinks put out on the golf course and things like that. So not really intense as far as what we need from our volunteers, more just having bodies around to be able to answer questions, hype people up. It's a really fun time. That's something that we do raffle baskets for. So again, we're always looking for raffle items if you have a business and want to participate that way with a gift card or some item. Of course, you can form a team and participate in the actual golfing. And we do have prizes and things like that. Or again, you can be a sponsor. And we do have, there's some visibility with that. So you can have your business name and logo out on one of the greens or in the tee box. We have banners for some of our larger sponsors that we always have displayed very prominently. We have golf cart sponsors. So again, business name and logo on the golf carts. So we get a lot of sponsorships from that who come back year after year, and it's just a really great kind of way to show that you're invested in the community. So, Bowl for Kids' Sake, this is kind of what we wanted to highlight today because this is our biggest annual fundraiser and it is coming up next month, March 13th, 14th, and 15th. So, all of the money that we raise at Bowl for Kids' Sake stays right here in the community. So, 100% of the funds, are going to support kids right here in Warren, Washington, and Saratoga counties. So, we typically get about 600 participants and involvement from over 80 businesses. So again, this is a very high visibility event, also super high energy and a whole lot of fun. We have a different theme for Bowl for Kids' Sake every year. This year, we are doing a prom theme, which I think is going to be kind of fun. We'll have backdrops and photos being taken, and it can really be, people can go as elaborate as they want. If you want to put on a full gown, go for it. If you just want to throw on a bow tie with a hoodie, awesome. So we'll have tuxedo t-shirts there too. And it comes with the 2 games of bowling, your shoe rental, food and drinks, that t-shirt. We always have live entertainment and we do prizes there as well. So we are going to talk a little bit more about if you do want to register a team, but we'll get to that in just a moment. So here's how we register. You can either reach out to me directly, or I've got that link right there. And you basically just go on, once you sign up with just your basic information, you choose which day you want to bowl on, whether it's the 13th, 14th, or 15th. And that automatically creates your fundraising page. And right on that fundraising page, it has a button so you can share it on your Facebook. And the idea is to have you find friends, families, colleagues, anybody to sponsor you. For adults, the minimum requirement is to raise $95 in order to bowl, $50 for kids, but the average bowler brings in $150. So it's really that peer-to-peer campaign that, you hype each other up so you can promote your fundraising page. And then we just kind of tally up your team's total. We have prizes for the top fundraisers. So there's definitely that friendly competition too. So again, we do have sponsorship opportunities available, and it's a great way to get some community exposure because again, this is our largest fundraiser. We've been doing this now for I think almost 40 years just here locally. So a lot of people look for this event. If you've been downtown Glens Falls recently, we do currently have our big banner flying across Glen Street promoting it as well. So people just look for this year after year. It's a lot of fun. Again, we look for items to be donated for raffles. you can support somebody else's campaign page. So if you're not bowling yourself, you can still support the event. If you have a friend or colleague, family member who is looking to bowl, you can just go ahead and make that donation to their campaign page, or you can help at the event. So again, we have the registration, we have people handing out food, we have a little shop there where we sell items or people can trade in vouchers that they earn depending on how much money they raise. So we do have a volunteer opportunity with this as well. And the sheet that you're looking at on this graphic here, those are all the benefits that come with the different sponsorship levels. So you can see we of course do social media shout outs. Everybody gets some version of a digital ad that gets projected on 11 large screen TVs at the bowling alley all weekend. It's just the time of that ad depends on your sponsorship level. Everybody gets a lane banner that again is presented at the bowling alley for the entirety of the weekend. Sponsors on the back of the t-shirt if you hit that certain level, so that will have your name and logo. It's a great way to get some visibility there too. And our top level sponsorships also include a team of 4 bowlers, so that's something nice too. It kind of knocks off like that about $400 just to get the 4 bowlers there too. So a lot of different opportunities. We try to make it a spread of really a variety of sponsorship levels, but we also try to make sure that there's a benefit for the business too. But we do hear from our community partners that they do find this to be a really good, worthwhile event. They feel good about what they're supporting. They know that it's local and they do get that community exposure out there. And this is something new that we're doing. So you guys are kind of the first to really be hearing this information, but we have recently partnered with Mean Max Brewworks. At one of their weekly trivia nights, they're actually doing a special pint night for us, and this is going towards Bowl for Kids' Sake. So a portion of every pint sold is going to come back and help support Bowl for Kids' Sake, which in return supports our mentoring programs. So Wednesday, March 4th at 7 p.m. at the brewery, you do not need to register. You can just show up. If you want to put a team together for trivia, you can. If you just want to show up and have some drinks, the more you drink, the more money we make. I will throw that out there. And we'll also have some special pint glasses available for sale that are going to be co-branded with Big Brothers Big Sisters and with Mean Max. So a couple things about this, right? Just showing up, this is a way that you are supporting our event, and it's a fun way to get people involved and to just get the word out about Bowl for Kids' Sake. But this is also a great example of how businesses can participate and support us creatively. We've never done anything like this before. So it's really kind of awesome to have Mean Max as a partner in this and to be doing something completely different that's still going, obviously, to support our kids. So if anybody's interested, we would love to see you at Pints for a Purpose too. And then if anybody has any questions, we're certainly happy to answer what we can. And we have our contact information here for anybody who just wants to reach out afterwards.
Thank you both so much. I love that pint idea. I think that's so fun. It's really great that you can kind of co-brand with other businesses to work on that. One question I have for you guys is how many kids are currently on the waiting list to be paired with a big?
It's tough because it fluctuates every day. We recently, like last night, got in 3 referrals. So I'd say estimated probably 195 to 210 at any given day right now. Obviously our group kids are also still wanting that one-on-one connection. So if you add them into the mix, there's probably 260-ish. But on our wait list right now, not being served is 195 to 210 ish.
And that's just through the Southern Adirondacks, like your office alone, correct? It's not even including any other offices.
Correct. Yep. It's Warren, Washington, Saratoga. We go out to Granville. We have a few matches out there. We have some in Gansvert, Schenectady, or sorry, Schuylerville. Um, yeah. And you're in Lake George, Bolton Landing area, so we have matches all the way up there. We're looking for northern matches as well. You know, we have some kids on the wait list in Warrensburg that we're struggling to get volunteers up there for as well.
And what is the biggest need right now for the organization? So besides Bigs alone, is it sponsorships? Is it any other support from businesses? Like, what is the biggest
Yeah,
need for you guys?
sponsorships are always huge for us because it's really what allows us to be able to make those matches to begin with. Um, and again, with I went through sponsorship opportunities with some of our annual events, but we also have what we call our defenders, and those are our big sponsors. And those sponsorships also include the sponsors from the annual events, but it's a higher level. So that's like $2,600 is the lowest level defender sponsor, but that includes that match for 1 year that you're supporting. So you know that that kid is getting that one-on-one mentorship, and it goes as high as a $10,000 sponsorship level for that. So there's a lot involved with that as far as what you get for that level. I mean, we will certainly roll out the red carpet for any of our sponsors or donors, but I mean, if we've got these businesses, fortunately, who are able to be in a position to sponsor at these higher levels. But honestly, like anything, even looking at bowling, with that being our biggest fundraiser and where most of our unrestricted funds come from, those sponsors are all super helpful. So even at that $200 level, we it makes a world of difference for the kids in the community and the kids that we serve. So definitely, I would say sponsorships are our highest need.
And I can even combat that with also, like she said, the $200. That's great for, I mean, you go grocery shopping these days and $200, like we have two full-size kitchens. So for our kids to be able to go to the grocery store, buy those products and come back and cook with those products, they learn all of the funding of how much it costs to go grocery shopping. Or we have different supplies or board games in the back for our group mentors that are also available for our community-based mentors. So all of that money is super useful in all different aspects of our programming.
That sounds good. Thank you. And if businesses do want to sponsor or if people do want to become a big, they can just reach out to the two of you.
Yes, please.
Awesome.
Absolutely. We're always
That's good.
happy to answer any questions. And even with sponsorships, I mean, again, any amount is helpful. So I'm always willing to just talk to somebody about the different options that are available and work with them to find a way to make sure that it aligns with their interests and needs and that they're getting what they want out of it as well.
Yeah, and we'll include your contact information too, along with the link of today's recording to everybody as well. Is there
Thank you.
anything else that the two of you want to add, or is there any questions from the crowd here before we wrap up? No?
I just quickly want to just say, again, where I think Tori and I are both super grateful that we have a very involved community, and we have so many awesome people who are willing to volunteer their time or are interested in getting involved in supporting our mission. So we're extremely grateful for the generosity of the people in the community because without them, we obviously would not be able to serve the kids that we do.
Absolutely.
Righty. Well, thank you both so much. I guess that brings us to today's lunch, at the end of today's Lunch and Learn. Big thank you to Andrea and Tori and the entire team at Big Brothers Big Sisters Southern Adirondacks for the incredible impact of mentorship in our region. As someone who has the privilege of being a big, I can't say enough great things about this organization. They really do so much in our community. It's really inspiring. So yeah, like I said, we'll include all contact information and a link to today's recording and a follow-up email so you can continue the conversation and explore ways to get involved. And thank you all so much for spending your lunch hour with us and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies.